And so we start with breaking news as we track the sixth night of protests in Seattle and across Western Washington, across the state and the country. This is a live look at Cal Anderson Park and Capitol Hill in Seattle, where thousands of people have marched for hours this afternoon. They are demanding change to policing and also other reforms in the wake of the killing of George Floyd in Minneapolis. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Monique Minglavin.
And I'm Sydney Kim. There will be curfews in place again tonight. Let's take a look at them on this map. Bellevue's curfew is starting right now. Issaquah, Tukwila, and Mercer Islands will start at 8. Seattle and Auburn will have curfews starting at 9. We start our team coverage with KIRO 7's Dee Sun at Seattle City Hall. Dee, what's it like over there?
Well, all of those protesters have left the City Hall area and are now at Cal Anderson Park, but you can see the barriers are still up behind me. You can see officers are still standing by outside the courthouse as well as outside of City Hall. Now, protesters met inside City Hall for about 2 hours with the police chief and Mayor Durkin, and that meeting happened as about 10,000 people filled the streets out here all the way up the steps to City Hall. And one of the biggest demands from the crowd outside is to defund the Seattle Police Department by 50%, which would be about $200 million. They're also calling for a smaller police force. And they're asking the city to use that money to fund things like community-led health care and affordable housing for anyone who needs it. Now, that was outside. Let me take you inside. Not everyone there agreed with those defunding the police department demands. One common demand, however, from both protesters outside and those leaders inside is to stop using tear gas on peaceful protesters. They said even if there is a few rogue actors throwing bottles and rocks, things like that at officers, people in the meeting brought up multiple times today that using those measures of tear gas and rubber bullets and flashbangs only hurts the conversation and the progress. But Chief Best made no promises.
I think this is the first of many meetings and discussions about tactics and how we move forward. I believe wholeheartedly, and I say this sincerely, I want to meet peace with peace.
I don't consider today a win. I consider it an inch forward in the start to a start. You know, I think that this was a decent way to start a conversation and to start moving forward and getting the changes and receiving an actual outcome and an actual response.
And others at the table today said, you know, the mayor and the chief did not have to be there, did not have to spend their evening discussing these changes with the protest leaders. And so they said they appreciated their time. People in the meeting also called for more officer training about racial bias and to fire any officers that have long histories with the most use of force complaints, among other requests. Now, something both sides have agreed on is to have more meetings. The protest leaders have said they want to have another meeting within just a couple of days. There is no timeline yet, but at least that is clear that there will be more meetings to get changes done, to help facilitate those changes, though it might not be happening as quickly as protesters want. Live in downtown Seattle, Dee Sun, KIRO 7 News.
Demonstrators now gone from those City Hall steps because they've headed up to Capitol Hill. We continue our coverage with KIRO 7's Michael Spears, who has spent the entire day with them. Michael?
Today we've seen a peaceful, organized protest, thousands deep, from the people on the field at Cal Anderson Park to the people with their signs chanting at the police line outside of Seattle Police's East Precinct as officers stand by in riot gear. Here's new video from Drone 7, and I want to point out one of the things we've noticed more of every day, people showing up to the demonstration with umbrellas. Many folks know umbrellas have been an essential tool for years in the Hong Kong protests, a symbol of resistance, but also a symbol of self-defense. The people who have been with them towards the front of the demonstration, close to police who have sprayed since these protests began here, pepper spray into the demonstration and used flashbangs at times over the last several days in dealing with protesters, which have generated thousands of complaints to the city and also been a point of contention amongst protesters and also police. Today, though, as I noted, all peaceful after a march to City Hall. This demonstration now back at Cal Anderson Park, one of the larger demonstrations we've seen since the death of George Floyd, demanding, among many things, accountability from police and reform. And we heard from Dee Sun here that some folks want it now and are not happy with the city's response in that timeline. Today we've heard from some protesters. You can see them, hands up now. They prefer to gather here. They don't like being boxed in downtown at Westlake Park. that has also been a point of contention during these protests, as some folks here feel that has impeded on their ability to voice their opinions and call for change as they are guaranteed under the Constitution. So right now you're looking at a massive demonstration in Capitol Hill, nearly a week of demonstrations, one of the largest we've seen, and it will continue into the... Back to you.